Aiga-san doesn't seem to like Ryoji-san. I agree that it's a bit strange, but I think he's okay. Kid, you don't know nothing. Alright. Back with more Persona. It's Monday, no one's out, Koromaru's doing something. I don't know. But yeah, the only thing we don't have up is our courage, so this is the only place that I can think of, other than the movie theater during the day, to increase our courage. Courage also goes up if we work at the coffee shop too, but it's finally time for lunch. Yukari, you have anything planned after school? I don't think so. Okay, we should probably hang out with Yukari. We've been neglecting her a lot. Yep, that's it. Unless Ryoji is there. Yeah, no, everybody's hanging out. I wonder if Junpei, like, gave up. I wonder, like, of us getting our, what's it called? Our social link up. We could talk for a while. You're anxious. Always go here. Hey, do you remember when those guys stole my wallet and you came to help me? And still, I just blurted out stuff that made no sense. I was just so angry at myself. Did it make you mad? No? Really? I'm glad to hear that. I always just blurt out whatever I'm thinking of you. I wonder why. Is it because we're friends? Well, that's just who you are. You really think I'm that aggressive? I think I'm pretty ladylike. What's with that face? I think there's a part of me that's really unsentimental. I always keep thinking of myself as apart from others. To tell the truth, I didn't care about other people. But at the same time, I didn't want anyone to get involved with me either. It's kind of different with you. You hang out with so many people. I don't mind how much you tried to be my friend. Actually, I look forward to it. I think deep down, I want someone to understand what I was going through. Maybe I wanted someone to be sympathetic or say, oh, poor thing, you're doing your best. Maybe I want someone to try to take special care of me for once. Not that I'd let just anyone do it. I only want someone I like to do that for me. Got her affection. What's her? 6. Got ways to go. We've been doing pretty good. Yikes, I didn't mean to start blabbing all this embarrassing stuff, and we're in a public restaurant. Eat your fries. We're leaving. Let's grab some emitsu before going back. What's that? We ate the thing. Oh, the sweet shop. It's like a pastry, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a pie. Tomorrow's a full moon. We don't have any shadows to kill. Never mind. Roji didn't seem like his usual self today. He looked like he was about to start crying. Maybe he's been studying too much. Nah, can't be it. Nah. Bullshit. Alright, it's Tuesday. Not that it means anything. Koromaru doesn't want to hang out. No one wants to hang out. What's Igus doing in that corner? I will make sure you're safe. Please do your best in your exams. Thanks. Alright, yeah, the only thing we can do is get our courage up. But yeah, working here at least gives us some money. And it does boost our courage. So. Let's see. Charm increase, like we need that. And then courage increase, so we're good. Alright, here we go. Good morning. I intend to do my best to protect everyone. I'm counting on you. Just fist pumper, and she looks at you like, understood. Unsettling, like, wow. Everyone can hang out with us. Don't you have a 9? Yeah, you do. Let's try it. Doesn't look like there's anything happening, but let's just try it. Nope, nothing. That's fine.
Hi, how was your day?
Alright, it's a nice full moon. Maybe I should summon Juno, though, just in case. By the way, have you seen Igus? Isn't she in her room? She's been returning late these days. She never used to. Interesting. Yeah, let's save first. Yeah, I thought it was going to jump us to the situation, but I guess not. Spend time with Koromaru right before the fight. Scratching himself in his hind leg, you recall what happened once before. If you recall correctly, what you did was... brushed him? Played ball with him? Still scratching himself. Seems that wasn't it. He brought a brush. He wants you to brush him. What a smart dog. He rolled over. Where should you start brushing him? I guess the back, right? Okay. Why would you just specifically brush the feet of a dog? The fur around Koromaru's stomach feels a bit different. Look closely, see traces of a stitched wound. Wow. He didn't like having his stomach touched. Whoops. Even when you touch his stomach, Koromaru doesn't shy away from it. He's accepting of it. Huh. At some point he had a wound that needed stitching. Shit. Dun, 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 dun. We had a relaxing time before the dark hour. Dark hour's a bunch of shit. So what's gonna happen? It's the dark hour and a figure on the bridge looks up at the moon. Another figure approaches it.
I've been looking for
Oh,
you.
I remember this.
What are you doing here?
Well, to answer your question, I ended up here when I came to my senses.
Your senses, huh?
It's strange. The sky and the ground look so weird. And there's no one here. Something terrible has happened here. And yet I feel at peace.
Feel at peace with all this blood everywhere?
Have you forgotten?
Forgotten what?
The Dark Hour. A time period few people are active during. But you've somehow adapted to it. Too well for a human, in fact. Yes, it's all so clear. Now, I understand the reason behind this feeling I sense when you're around. You are not good. You are my enemy.
Your enemy? Enemy? That's right. On a night like tonight, the moon was full. It was long ago.
Yes, we met once before. As adversaries.
Who am I? Who are you?
I am Igus, the last remaining anti-shadow emergency control weapon. A machine created to destroy shadows.
Created to destroy shadows?
And your true name is Death. You are the shadow I sealed away 10 years ago.
Yes, it was 10 years ago. The night I was born into this world, I set foot on this very bridge.
The sole purpose of my existence is to destroy shadows. It is for that reason that I was given a personality and a persona.
I am the 13th Arcana. I was never meant to be. Everyone called me Death. But when I was born, a part of my power shattered and was strewn about. As a result, I was incomplete.
Even so, you were far stronger than I anticipated. Since I could not defeat you, my only option was to seal you away. Under the circumstances, there was only one suitable vessel. A human girl who happened to be nearby. I had no other choice.
I see. I was inside her all this time. And I unwittingly led her to my 12 missing pieces. And then... I see. I understand now. I remember everything. Who and what I am.
A machine is created for a purpose. Mine is to defeat you. That is the purpose of my existence.
It doesn't have to be that way. Aegis.
Palladian!
Don't be foolish, Aegis. I'm different than before. There's no way you can win. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This mission appears impossible. A machine that cannot fulfill its purpose has no worth. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm scared.
Well, that definitely explains a lot. I remember there's like a whole cinematic like cutscene that showed the fact that Aegis was fighting death on a bridge, and since you couldn't defeat him, you sealed him away in a random pedestrian that happened to be the main character. So that explains why Pharos was, visiting her, and like how she's able to have so many personas, I guess. Why she was different. It's interesting.
Juno! Wait, did something happen?
So what's interesting is like how Ryoji... Oh yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say, I remember Aaron, who's watching the playthrough, I remember it's funny hearing her predict like what's going on, and she was like, yeah, so Pharos and Ryoji have the same mole in their face, or beauty mark or whatever. It's like, yeah, but wonder how he came back. I think it has something to do with the prophecy, the fall that's supposed to happen, the end of the world. So it's an interesting idea that does explain a lot.
Yukari, is something wrong?
But what do we do now?
Well, it's a full moon tonight. You noticed it too, didn't you, Senpai? Jeez, I'm starting to feel like a workaholic. Oh no, did something?
We don't know anything for sure. However, we can't find Aegis.
Huh. Where would she have gone?
I sensed a persona, but it quickly disappeared. And soon after that, I couldn't detect Aegis's presence.
Could it have been Strega?
Well, she hasn't sensed any of their members, but we can't be positive.
I've confirmed Aegis's location. She's on the Moonlight Bridge.
All right, call the others. Let's see what's going on there.
She looks like shit.
Aegis!
I'm sorry. I remember everything. Who I am. Who he is. I know why I wanted to be by your side. I'm sorry. I failed.
Save your energy.
I'm sorry.
There's no need for you to apologize. You?
What?
Ryoji-kun? Wait, what are you doing here? I guess...
Oh no.
What's going on? It's all my fault. You did this?
Akihiko, wait. He's not showing any signs of aggression. Tell us, who are you? What are you?
I'm the same as the beings you call shadows. You're a shadow? I'm the embodiment of all shadows. The appriser, born from the union of the 12 arcana.
Shit.
The appriser?
I remember everything now. The frightening truth about myself and shadows. It's all so hard to believe.
You know the truth about shadows?
I do. What? The shadows are here to facilitate the rebirth of the maternal being. The maternal being will begin to awaken as she is drawn to me. The appriser.
You're the appriser?
That's right.
What is this maternal being?
She is a great entity. There is no comparable word in your language for her. 10 years ago, a man collected a great number of shadows and contained them in a laboratory. That's where I was born. But the unification was interrupted, and I awoke in an incomplete state. Not long after, I fell to Aegis, as she did to me. Aegis? Is that true, Ryoji? She knew she could not defeat me. So in an act of desperation, she sealed me within a child who happened to be standing nearby. That child grew up, carrying me inside her. And by a twist of fate, she later returned here. As a transfer student.
You mean...
Huh. Everyone's looking at you in shock.
Yes. I lived inside her.
Sealed away deep inside her mind? Huh.
inside her?
Her special persona awakened. As did the 12 shadows, all in order to become one with me.
And you know, when we max out the amount of personas that we can hold at once, it's 12. So we got that power from him. Everybody can only have one persona, but we have 12. With that said, I forget why the Persona 4's antagonists can hold as many, but
Ryoji's the appriser?
this is their story.
And he was inside her body?
And her coming here awakened him?
None of this makes sense! It's all my fault. I'm sorry.
I love how he knows that he is death. And he's like, man, this sucks.
There's more I need to tell you.
Ryoji-kun!
And like all of his memories are coming back and he's like, oh man, I'm a bad man. He lost consciousness due to all the drama.
He appears to be exhausted. Let's let him rest. We have Aegis to attend to as well. We'll continue our talk later.
See, I was gonna say, I do remember that this is gonna be a long cutscene. I guess there's no boss. Ryoji lived inside you for 10 years, waiting to make contact with the 12 shadows. And a boy named Pharos was actually Ryoji. So many questions remain unanswered. However, Ryoji is unconscious. Took them home. Or the cutscene will happen later.
He's awake now.
Nice.
Let's meet tonight on the 4th floor.
Okay.
All right then. I'll see you later.
Damn that Ryoji.
Hmm.
Is everyone present?
Are you okay, Ryoji-kun?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks. Besides, there's more I have to tell you guys.
Ryoji-kun.
There are many questions we need answered. To begin with, you said shadows were here to facilitate the rebirth of the maternal being. Please elaborate on this.
The maternal being is called Nyx. Who the hell's Nyx? Nyx is the mother of shadows. In ancient times, she bestowed death to this world.
So what I want to point out real quick is that it's interesting that because I picked the female character, that the final boss is now a she. That's really interesting to me.
If she is awakened, darkness will once again cover the land and all life will vanish.
End of the world.
All life will vanish.
Are you saying everyone will die?
It would be more accurate to say that everyone will forfeit the will to live.
Are you talking about the lost?
Yeah. Putting it bluntly.
The fall.
But it's still possible to keep it from happening, right?
No, that's not the expression I wanted to see.
What? There's no way to prevent it?
I'm sorry.
Wait, what are you apologizing for? Are you saying it's for certain?
Yes. You heard the bell. I'm the appriser. The appriser of death. My existence is the affirmation of the fall.
The affirmation of the fall?
It is inevitable. The entire human race will become members of the lost. Ryoji's existence confirms the impending extinction of mankind. That can't be.
When? When will it happen?
I'm afraid you will not live to see spring.
Wow.
But that's not too far away.
What are you guys freaking out about? All we have to do is defeat this Nyx. And that won't be a problem, because we've never lost.
Defeating Nyx is impossible. It has nothing to do with strength, ability, or power. Just as all living things die, and the flow of time is continuous, Nyx cannot be defeated.
What? That's bullshit.
My exact thing I was thinking of saying.
This is all so sudden.
The others are startled.
I was born from a collection of shadows. But now I have a human form, so I can talk with you, laugh with you, cry with you. All gifts I received because I was inside her. Thanks to that, I am able to give you a choice.
Oh, interesting. So being bound to a human made him become more human-like?
A choice?
But he's like a living key, which is...
Nyx's coming cannot be avoided. But it is possible to live in peace until she arrives. You'll have to kill me. If I were to disappear, all memories of the Dark Hour would disappear with me. As would any recollection of the fate that awaits you. You won't remember anything. The coming of the fall will be instantaneous, and you will not suffer.
We'll forget everything?
You'll be able to return to your normal lives. And in doing so, the time until the fall will be slightly delayed. In essence, I am the same as Nyx and cannot be killed. But thanks to her, there's a part of me that's human. So if death comes from her hands, I think it may be possible.
Ryoji-kun.
If you don't kill me, you will suffer more than you could ever imagine. With no hope for salvation, you will live every day paralyzed by the fear of your impending death. And I don't want you to have to endure such pain.
I could never kill you.
You're so kind. I'm sorry to put you through this.
I don't want my memories to be erased. To forget everything would be like hiding from the truth.
Would that really be such a bad thing? All that awaits you now is despair. You don't know the terror of absolute death. Please, don't make your decision without at least thinking about what I've said.
Why is this happening?
Oh man, I can imagine how Ken feels being so young and just learning that the end of the world is in like, what, 3 months? 3 months, 4 months?
You don't have to decide right now. You have until December 31st, New Year's Eve, to think about it.
Oh no, it's this month.
After that, I'll dissolve into the blackness of the dark hour and become intangible.
Ryoji?
I will disappear with the coming of Nyx anyways. So don't worry about me. I'll be back on New Year's Eve.
Or no, the boss fight isn't on the 31st, but
Ryoji,
yeah.
wait!
Disappear just like Pharaohs.
Ryoji-kun.
What a real fucking bummer.
We will see him again on New Year's Eve.
Won't that be exciting? Ryoji's revelation was all too devastating. The world will soon perish. That mankind will perish. And the only option you are given is the right to choose how to die. Death is inevitable. The appraiser truly brought out a death sentence. You cannot think clearly right now. How does a person choose the way he will die? Huh. And then like the music doesn't like... You would think after something like that maybe the music would be a little bit darker, grimmer. No, it's just... It's Thursday. Alright. Anyway, we have until New Year's Eve to make a decision. And we will get to that when it happens. So until then, we're just gonna mope around for a month, I guess. Let's see. Is he, Alright, maybe I'll talk to him later. Yeah. Let's see if he actually has anything to say. Is it a yeah. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Also, I feel like I don't need to say it, but I guess I'll just apologize for not talking the whole cutscene, but I feel like people who haven't seen the game before would look at that scene and just feel it, you know? I don't know. Man, oh yeah, there's like rumors like... Man, I remember... It was like a really weird thing. I remember back in 2012, if anyone remembers. Yeah, well, I'll play some volleyball. I remember, it was like a weird night where I believe it was December 21st, 2012 was supposed to be the supposed end of the world. And of all the predictions, like, that was the one that people most talked about. So it was just like, huh. And I remember that night, like, me and my mom and my brother just decided to kind of stay up that night. Because we didn't feel like going to bed, like, just I don't know, just in case. But it ended up being bullshit. But it's just weird, like, all month you're just like, you can't help but to look at that date and be like, You know, it was really weird. But this game brings up the idea of, like, hey, the end of the world is inevitable and the final boss cannot be beat. And when we get to it, I'm going to talk more about the boss too, but about my experience the first time with it. Did you give any thought about a group date? You know, you can leave me out. I don't need... Oh, she doesn't need a man. You need a better man to love than Kenji, seriously. I don't think one exists. Great, then we're all doomed. I'm Miss Independent. Christina. This feels like a while back, but when it was just the two of us practicing together, stuff like group dates and everything, they're all being nosy, aren't they? I never thought that I'd be asking other people about things like love. I thought it was right to sacrifice everything and devote myself to the club. No matter how tough things got, knowing I was getting better and showing results would relieve my suffering. But I had forgotten something very important, to have fun. I forgot to enjoy volleyball. Take a look at this. The worn-out book. It's a beginner's guide. When I first started playing volleyball, I was so excited that I couldn't even sleep. I'd read this in bed while I ate and during class. I want to give this to you. I want you to have a thing that'll give me inspiration I had back then. I think it'll help me remember that I'm not alone. So please. I'll cherish it. It's all because of you that I came to realize these things. You've been with me every step of the way, giving me an extra push that I needed. You always kept an eye out for those around me. Thank you. Yay! Like jump up in the air and freeze frame. That. Oh, we created Thor. My favorite Marvel character. Volleyball is a great team sport that I was trying to play all by myself. As long as I kept thinking that way, things would never turn out right. Maybe the same thing could be said about life too. I'm only 17. Hey, let's change and get to walk. Everyone said they'll meet us there. We had a fun time. After an enjoyable meal, we returned to the dorm. Back here. Oh no. Oh, I didn't notice you. Sorry. Last night had been something of a dream. I wish. Probably not. What a fucking bummer. Also, did I fuck something up and now I can't do a social link with Ryoji anymore? It appears that way, because he's gone. Was it because I ignored his phone call on Sunday? Fuck. Oh well.